All right, let's explore that obsession you have with your home in a brand new book called House Lust. It's published by Doubleday, and Daniel McGinn, the author, is with us. Tell me a little bit about your background.
I'm a magazine writer. I write for Newsweek. I've been there for 14 years. I write about all sorts of different topics, management, the economy, but I've also written about real estate a lot over the years, and I became fascinated with the extent to which people were obsessed with their homes as prices rose.
It's a very provocative title, House Lust. Can you sort of give us a snapshot as to what that's implying?
Sure. You think of lust, you think of coveting something and that there's a little bit of sinfulness involved in it, and it sums up our complicated emotions about our houses. We want to be happy with the house we have. We look at a lot of other people's houses. We want something more than we have, and there really is a lustful element to it.
And where do you think that this trend is coming from? What's driving it?
I think in the last few years, a lot of it came from the real estate boom. I compare it in the book to rooting for a sports team. You know, when a team's on a roll, people get interested in it, they talk about it. Houses in a lot of the country have been the same way. But clearly there's something deeper than that. We have these complicated relationships where we're wanting to fix them up. Our houses are never really perfect enough. And I think when you think about the way we became irrationally exuberant about stocks in the 90s, that really happened with houses in the early part of the 2000s. Home improvement is definitely one area where it happened. You saw a lot of people doing a lot of really over-the-top renovating that, while it made their house nice, it made their life a little bit more comfortable. Financially, you could make an argument that some of those things may not have been the best decision.
You think it's more that people are trying to keep up with the Joneses? They're just constantly trying to do more and more?
I think part of it is. I mean, homes are a status symbol, and you could argue they're a more important status symbol than they were in years past. Now, with leases, it's not that hard to drive a fancy car. You can go to an outlet mall and get fancy clothes. So houses are more important, I think.
Well, certainly the media around homes and improving them must be fueling the fire, right?
I mean, if you think about that now, millions of people are sitting around watching HGTV and its competitors. People shop for houses, making over houses, improving houses. You wouldn't think that that makes compelling television, but yet you're a great example of how it does.
Well, tell me a little bit about your own home. Did you find yourself also getting into this obsession?
I bought a house in Massachusetts, my first house, in 1999, just as prices were starting to rise. So it's still up significantly in value. We did improve it quite a bit in ways that financially may not have made the most sense, but it's still a good investment for us. We're very happy with it. I definitely think about my house differently than I did before I began reporting the book. I'm more aware that a lot of these things are more for comfort than they are for the investment value.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a very provocative book. People are going to find some interesting tidbits in this. Dan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
His new book is House Lust, and it's published by Doubleday. Now, you don't go anywhere. It's time for Ask Lou.